Well, hi everyone. I'm Joe Redlin with my review of AEW Dark. All squash matches, all the time, and you know what? Hey, it's not 11 like last week or 9 the week before. But then again, I was complaining when it was just 2 or 3 matches a week, and I would have to take 2 episodes and Human Centipede them together just to make a review that is worth putting up on YouTube. So I will say that the matches served their purpose. And we had a women's match, and then we also had 2 women involved in the main event tag, despite the fact that it should have been a disqualification, but whatever, I'll get to that here in a bit. Excalibur and Taz on commentary, when they were just having fun and pulling over the talents and doing some stuff, it was good. Taz trying to be a heel commentator at this point in his career just doesn't fucking work. At least that's my opinion, because I just don't believe it. I just don't think it really serves a purpose. He's trying to put over his whole thing with, his partnership with Cage, which I don't know if Brian Cage really needs a manager, but is what it is. So we start off with John Skyler versus Billy, don't call me Gunn, and Austin Gunn, part of the Gunn Club. And, well, man, Billy really knows how to suck you in, and I guess that's why he's an ass man. That was a line that was actually said. I added the ass man part there, but Billy really knows how to suck you in was a line said by commentary. This is mostly comedy. I mean, Skyler tried to get in a few shots, but Billy beat him easily, hit the famous, or whatever the fuck we're calling it now, 1, 2, 3. And then we get an interview with Dustin and Brandy. Brandy is going to get on this show one way or another. This is the only appearance that she had on this show. And then they're wondering where QT is, because they have a main event tag match a little bit later. And QT shows up in a fancy car, a Corvette, with Allie. Sweet Christ, Allie, being distracting. Allie is just beautiful. She is absolutely beautiful. And I don't know where this pairing's going, but it's going to split up Dustin and QT, obviously. Maybe they have Allie playing a double personality thing because she's, the dark bunny with the butcher and the blade, and now she's a sweet, seductress Allie. Seductress, easy for me to say, but, she's this with QT and maybe trying to break up tag teams so her boys can get another shot soon. Maybe we're going to get a match on Dynamite between these 2 teams, and then Allie's going to reveal her master plan, even though it's obvious she's just doing this to screw with everybody. Anyway, so it was what it was, and QT's trying to he's acting all happy because he's got a beautiful woman there with him, and to be fair, I mean, we'd all do a lot of things. We had a woman like Allie with us. And then we have John Cruz and Joe Alonzo versus Butcher and the Blade, and, well, it's a blonde Blade. It's like Hardcore Holly. This match was also pretty brutal in the sense that both guys just got beat up. Butcher and Blade just beat the shit out of them. And there was a suplex, snap suplex into the double knees. 1, 2, 3, there we go. And then we get a Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon promo where Leva Bates says she's talking about teaming them up. She's going to take on both men at once. You know what? I might have misinterpreted that slightly, but she says with her brains, this team is going to get the victory. Didn't quite work out that way. And then we get Christy James and Kylan King. Okay, 2 talented women that I have not seen all that much of, though I have been impressed with James when I've seen her a couple times. And King impressed me on a recent episode of Dark, so you know what? Hey, good. And these are women that are young in their careers. They definitely have time to grow in AEW. Hopefully AEW can offer them a good deal at some point once crowds come back and everything. They need to bolster their women's division, and it really wouldn't hurt to sign women that are, that maybe the vast majority of people haven't heard of, a few underground, maybe at a few underground promotions or a few smaller promotions. Give these women a spotlight. And one, Christy is beautiful, so is Kylan, but they both have the skills. You can see what they have. They have the persona. James has the sassy salsa persona, so to speak. And King has this tall look about her because she is pretty tall and throws some pretty good kicks. Strikes weren't all that bad, and we get a cutter by King. She goes for a cover, but then gets rolled up. The most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. Surprise roll up, 1, 2, 3, with James holding the tights. And there we go. She gets the victory. Not bad. That was pretty good stuff. Then we get EJ Lewis and big game Leroy Jenkins. Wasn't Leroy Jenkins, but with what he tried to do at one point, he might as well have been that. And if you get that reference, I love you guys. They took on Santana and Ortiz, and then Taz talks about Cage at one point. The switch, because he's big game Leroy, so he's got a switch with him, and he gets stepped on. I can't imagine that switch was actually working, and if it was, I'm pretty sure Tony Khan bought him another one. It's not like Tony Khan can't afford it, and eventually there was this corner bomb at one point, this corner front bump, just ouch. And the street sweeper, it's not because they're Hispanic, but it may be because they're Hispanic. That sounds a little bit bad, but you know what? It is what it is. 1, 2, 3. The street sweeper gets the victory. And then we have Cutler and Avalon with Leva versus Dustin, QT with Brandy. Brandy's going to get on the show one way or another. Allie on commentary. That fucking red dress, sweet Christ. Again, Allie is absolutely beautiful. She talks a lot about, QT and everything. Taz would say at one point, QT looks like he went to Vegas. He lost his ass. That was funny. That was pretty funny. Then Brandy got involved because, of course, she did hit, a stunner variation on Leva, laying her out, but she had she has the busted collarbone and the metal in her collarbone, and thankfully she recovered from that. It's a terrible break, but no DQ or whatever. We get a destroyer and then the QT cutter 1, 2, 3, but actually Allie calls it Red Delicious, so that's what because apples. Do you get it? That's it for this episode of Dark. It wasn't bad. I can't necessarily say I wanted to see Brandy involved, but you know what? I have to accept she's just going to be on this show one way or another, and she's going to be on Dynamite one way or another. She's not very good and very charismatic or really worth much of anything, as in on-screen persona, that is. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Reckland. I'll see you soon.